lucky. We got a lot of support from a lot of advertisers, just like you guys. You guys get the radio going every day for free. We kind of use the same system, and yeah, it's always worked for us. And
keep in mind that you can literally get the latest news anytime, 24/7 at flatheadbeacon.com. That also is a fine option for you. Kellyn, what's today, of course, release day? What is wild and wacky in the world of news?
Yeah, well, before I get to that, I'm sad that Benny's not here.
Okay, well, here's the story.
About with Maury in the building.
Well, we should explain when new folks, especially the sales staff, come on board at the Beacon, in order to get their feet wet and kind of immerse themselves in the culture, they answer phones and do stuff around the office. So we love it when we get somebody new.
Because then we really mess with them.
Yeah, typically
you guys do.
Beezer will be Maury, and so Beezer will.
Where's Benny?
He's actually not in the building at the moment.
What's happening? Where's Doc? Where are these people?
Doc left too. She had to go to the day job.
Oh, come on. You know my editor-in-chief?
I do. Kellyn Brown, a fine individual. And if we could welcome to the studio when Maury Povich. Todd spilled my coffee when you walked in. I think you started
Todd, how are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Fine.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to see you, Rob.
Absolutely.
Rob,
So,
what about this impersonation of?
Well,
it's
now
funny. We can't do it.
Typically, I don't do Maury. That's Beezer.
Guess what?
I'm typically Connie.
You are not the father.
That's awesome. Well, welcome to the studio, sir. And what brings you in this morning?
Well, I'm kind of pissed.
Uh-oh.
I mean, no, I'm here because we know that Kellyn comes every week.
Right.
You call him up. Benny tries to impersonate me in front of my new young employees.
And not a great impersonation.
Really not.
No.
It is kind of funny, though. I have to admit, it is funny.
My Connie's not bad, though.
Oh, very good.
I mean,
Connie was over at the Beacon yesterday and bought pizza for everybody. Should have
how
been
nice
there.
of her. What a nice lady.
And also, and this is an interesting story, my neighbor across the street has a daughter who's just graduating high school. They adopted her from China, and they found out about that adoption process from one of Connie's specials.
Oh, real? Oh, sure.
Back, 16
years
ago, it was about the adoption of the little girls from China, and
because back then the Chinese only wanted boys,
and they were only allowed to have one kid.
Right, and so if it was a girl, they adopted them out.
That's right. And so she saw this special. She was unable to have kids, and so she's a wonderful girl too. Her daughter.
Well, I will tell you that our son Matthew, who is now 19 and cut his teeth for 17 summers out here, is a big fan of you.
Oh, good.
And a big fan of the river, and cut his teeth on the bear. So I think I'm in the right building.
I think you are.
You are in the
right building. Yes.
Well, Maury, have you read this week's?
Yeah, it's good.
It is good.
Now you got to. I mean, the one about the palm.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that Whitefish was, the place for disco in the 1970s.
It was. It actually was. I grew up in.
Oh, really? You remember it?
I do remember it. Remember it well. Yeah, kids. We always wanted to go there. That was the place to meet chicks.
See now.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I went to kindergarten just over the viaduct in Whitefish on Wisconsin in the basement of a little church. Now this would have been in 1976, but I wasn't doing a lot of disco at the time.
No, I guess not.
And disco, we have to admit, disco was hot at the time. It
no,
really
yes.
was.
Well, and shamefully, it's coming back, and I don't know what that's about. But it is resurgent. It's making a comeback.
It sure is.
And in the mid '70s, that was a lot of lights. A lot of lights in that disco.
Apparently so. So it's a great story. There are a lot of other great stories in the Beacon this week. I want everybody to pick it up. One of the great things about this newspaper, it's the largest newspaper in Northwest Montana. People have to realize that. What's going on? You got a call?
Doc,
where's
checking
Doc?
In from the road. She's like,
I know why she didn't want it. I know why she left. I know exactly why. Because if she knew I was here, we would like to find out about that new child of hers.
She's probably
and to find out who the father is.
I know who the father's not.
I saw him in the back room. So.
Turnabout being fair play, I suppose I should come down to the Beacon and take a tour.
Oh, sure.
I should absolutely.
By the way,
do
got
that.
a great pool table there. We got lots of things going on. I mean,
And-
it's.
That's what Kellyn does all day.
Oh yeah,
He's not running
Kellyn
the place.
doesn't.
He's
No, he
playing
doesn't.
pool.
He doesn't do that. I mean, Lance Farney, our general manager, bought the pool table. Kellyn was a little upset about it, so now everybody plays pool. I mean, it's but they play. You know when they play pool on Wednesdays after the papers put to bed.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey,
And that's fine.
When it's time to work, it's time to work. You make hay when the sun's shining, but then you play the fiddle.
By the way, I want everybody also to know that as part of the Beacon family, we now own Flathead Living. That's our magazine, and the summer issue is almost sold out. It's been a great hit throughout the valley. The fall issue is coming out in the middle of September. It's been a great addition to our family. And by the way, I looked at your website.
Right.
Now, the Beacon Media Company, we also do websites for people. You need some help with your website.
Ouch. That hurt.
Did you hear that, Reed?
And
You're talking to the wrong people here.
We build great websites.
Well, we love great websites.
We do.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
So, I mean,
We'd love you forever if you did.
yeah, I'm serious. I mean, there is some significant work to be done on that website.
Wow, that hurts. He hit us hard twice. Wow. I don't know if we can have Maury back in the studio after that.
It's been great,
Whoa.
Maury.
Okay.
Got to take a break.
But anyway, I wanted to just stop by and say hi and
that-
tell you how much we love not only what you and Kellyn do every Wednesday, but we love the station. It's 98.5 is on our band. And I was just talking to Matt, and believe it or not, 103.1 is on our band and the Bear. So you can't miss with our family.
That's
nice to hear.
It's
We
a
appreciate
great
that.
partnership, and we thoroughly enjoy Kellyn and our exposure to the Beacon every week. It's
Terrific.
been
It
good.
is a lot of fun. We do razz him a little bit, though.
And I will just tell you in history, because I was telling Matt this before. I started my career in radio.
Right.
And I worked 4 years in radio.
Where was that at,
in
Maury?
Washington, D.C., where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
And I had a 5,000-watt radio station, and it had a great news presence. And they put me on the street, and I covered I covered an accident 1 hour. I would be on Capitol Hill the next hour. I'd do a bank robbery the next hour. I'd be at the White House the next hour.
Wait,
So
how did you make time to rob a bank in the middle of all that?
we moved fast in those days.
There you go.
And had a good getaway car.
Yeah, and anyway, I told Matt, and I will tell you, and I truthfully believe this, I learned more in those 4 years in radio than I did at any other stop in my career.
Well, I'll guarantee you I learned more my first 3-4 months in an actual radio station than I ever learned in broadcasting school.
Yeah.
Same here.
There's nothing like doing it for real.
No, you got to do it for real.
Absolutely.
So I thank you all very much. I appreciate it.